Most people think traveling Australia on a budget means tents, instant noodles, and showing up to your mate's wedding looking like you've been living out of a car. And honestly, sometimes that's exactly what it looks like. But here's the real problem. Most Australians either never travel their own country because they think it costs a fortune, or they go all in, blow $15,000 in 6 weeks, and come home broke with nothing to show for it, but a sunburn and a maxed-out credit card. So here's the question I want you to sit with for the next few minutes. Is it actually possible to see this entire country properly without draining your savings or going into debt to do it? Keep that question in the back of your mind. I'm going to answer it properly before we're done. Today I'm breaking down exactly how to travel Australia on a budget, the real costs, the hacks nobody talks about, and the money structure that lets you do this without wrecking your finances. And quickly, if you're serious about getting smarter with your money, hit subscribe to Nexus of Finance right now, because this channel is built for exactly this kind of thing. Let's start with the number nobody gives you straight. A genuinely budget-conscious trip around Australia, camping or hostel hopping, cooking most of your own meals, sits somewhere between $60 and $100 a day per person. Stretch that over a 6-month lap of the country, and you're looking at roughly $11,000 to $18,000 all up, fuel included. That sounds like a lot until you compare it to what most people actually spend without a plan, which is closer to double that. The gap between those two numbers isn't luck. It's structure. So let's talk about where the money actually goes, because this is where most people get it wrong before they've even left home. Accommodation is usually the biggest leak. If you're booking motels and hotels the whole way, you'll burn through cash fast. The budget move is a mix of free camping through apps that map legal overnight spots, low-cost caravan parks for the nights you need a shower and power, and the occasional cheap cabin when the weather turns. National park passes are worth buying up front in whichever state you're starting in. One pass can save you more than its cost in a single week if you're chasing waterfalls and gorges. Transport is the second big one. Flying between cities feels efficient, but it kills the whole point of a budget trip and removes all your flexibility. A reliable secondhand car or camper van, bought outright rather than financed, is almost always the smarter move. Yes, it's a bigger upfront cost, but spread across months of travel, it's far cheaper than constant flights and short-term rentals, and you can sell it at the end and recover a chunk of what you paid. Fuel is your biggest ongoing transport cost, so route planning matters. Fuel price apps that compare servos along your route can genuinely save you hundreds of dollars over a long trip. Food is the third leak, and it's the easiest one to fix. Eating out 3 times a day will wreck any travel budget, anywhere in the world. Budget travelers cook. A camp stove, an esky, and a basic grocery run every few days keeps your food cost down around $15 to $20 a day per person. Save eating out for the towns that are actually worth it, not out of habit. Now here's the part most people never plan for properly, and it's the part that actually matters most. The money structure before you even leave. Step 1. Separate your travel fund from your everyday spending the moment you decide to go. Open a dedicated high-interest savings account just for this trip. Every dollar earns a bit extra while it sits there waiting, and it removes the temptation to dip into it for everyday spending. Step 2. Work out your daily budget target before you leave, not while you're on the road. Multiply that by your trip length. Add a 15% buffer for the unexpected, because something always comes up: a tire, a tow, a vet bill if you've brought the dog. That buffer is what keeps a small problem from turning into a financial crisis halfway through your trip. Step 3. If your trip is longer than a few months, build in some income along the way. Seasonal farm work, fruit picking, hospitality gigs in tourist towns, even remote work if your job allows it. A lot of long-term Australian travelers aren't living off savings the whole way. They're topping up as they go, which means their original travel fund stretches dramatically further than they expected. Step 4, and this one gets ignored constantly. Travel insurance and vehicle breakdown cover are not optional extras. They're cheap relative to the disaster they prevent. A single hospital visit or a blown engine in the middle of nowhere can undo months of careful budgeting in a single afternoon. Spend the few $100s up front. It's the cheapest insurance you'll ever buy against your own bad luck. Step 5. Use the right card for the right job. A fee-free transaction account for day-to-day spending. And if you're going to put fuel and groceries on a card anyway, choose one that earns you something back: points, cashback, whatever suits you, rather than one quietly charging you fees every time you tap. Here's the bigger picture most people miss completely. Budget travel isn't about suffering through Australia on the cheap. It's about removing the financial leaks so your money lasts long enough for the trip to actually mean something. The people who run out of cash in week 6 aren't the ones who spent too much on adventure. They're the ones who never had a structure in the first place. No daily target, no buffer, no separate account, just vibes and a bank card. So let's bring it back to the question I asked you at the start. Can you actually see this entire country without draining your savings or going into debt to do it? The honest answer is yes, completely, but only if you treat it like the financial project it actually is. The travelers who do this well aren't the ones with the biggest budget. They're the ones who planned their daily number before they left, built in a buffer for the unexpected, cut the obvious leaks like eating out and flying everywhere, and let a separate high-interest account quietly do some of the work for them. Get that structure right, and a lap of Australia stops being a financial risk and becomes one of the best value experiences you'll ever buy yourself. Work out your number today. Take your trip length, multiply it by a realistic daily budget, add your buffer, and you'll know exactly what you need before you even pack the car. If this video gave you a clearer picture of how to actually fund a trip like this, hit the like button. Subscribe to Nexus of Finance if you haven't already, drop a comment telling me where in Australia you'd travel to first, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. I'll see you there.